What is going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is our SummerSlam 2024 preview and predictions. And guys, we got a ton to talk about when it comes down to SummerSlam. I got my guy Law here with me. What's going on, brother? How you feeling? And what you thinking about SummerSlam, man? This year should be very, very interesting with the way things are shaping up.
Man, this is going to be one of the craziest SummerSlams we've ever seen. Hopefully do everything right. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We got a ton of matches to go over here tonight. We got 7 matches on the card. Every one of them is pretty much a championship match, except for one of them, which honestly, you could argue that really this is either going to be, this is the best feud going on in to SummerSlam, or this could really be a main event type level matchup if you really did want to go down that route. But yeah, 6 championship matches, 1 grudge match with a special guest referee involved. I mean, SummerSlam, with the way that Triple H and the booking team have been really just shaping up this show, this like you said, is probably going to be one of the best SummerSlams in quite some time.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, decisions wise, they can't make that many mistakes. I mean, there's obviously like the few mistakes they are bound to make. Those are up to interpretation depending on who's talking about it, but we'll see what happens, man. But I do appreciate that all the matches, they all mean something. There's no filler matches. I don't know why Bianca and Jade aren't on the show, but
especially when you have a 3-hour pre-show.
Yeah, I'm not watching any of that
I am
pre-show.
not watching that. Like, I don't even
I'm
know
not
what the
watching
hell I'm
that.
going to be doing.
They got that.
Because, I mean, obviously, guys, if you guys aren't aware, I'm freaking going to the show. So,
It was gonna be on the pre-show.
I don't even know how that pre-show thing is going to work, even though, like, my dad and I are going to be live there. We really have 2 tag team championship matches tomorrow night on Friday Night SmackDown, which we can talk about if you want to.
Oh,
And none of those tag team title matches are on the show. There's no tag team matches on this pay-per-view. It's just all singles matches. And then obviously the special guest referee, which is still a singles match. So it's like
I'm not really mad at that. I mean,
I'm not mad at it, but I would have liked to at least see some sort of tag team title match.
it would have been nice,
I mean, heck, what about even Gable and Howdy? Would have liked to see that. Would have liked to see the 6-man tag team match that that is happening on Monday's Raw.
Yeah,
it could have happened here. I mean, there at least could have been 8 matches on this card. 7 is a perfectly fine number because we're going to be there for a little while anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have liked to see Chad and Howdy, or some amalgamation of the 6-man tag.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why they're doing that, the Wyatt 6 match on Raw. But I definitely would have appreciated if that was on the SummerSlam card. That is a major feud going on right now. And
I do understand to a point that you kind of want to do save that Chad Gable versus Uncle Howdy thing, but you could have done at least that 6-man.
Yeah, that's true.
But regardless, this looks like it's going to be one hell of a card, and I cannot wait to see what goes down in Cleveland and just talk about how everything is going to shape up. But guys, thank you so much for joining us right here on OTB. Yes, who said that? Josh, I do basically have a full-fledged mustache, beard combo with the soul patch and everything like that. Yes, I am actually looking like a grown-ass man now. So there you go.
That's crazy.
But yes, we're going to be talking about SummerSlam. We're going to be talking about everything. And so hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on the bell for all notifications. And if you guys have anything you want to talk about, I mean, obviously the super chats are still available. You guys don't have to do that, but that's just always a possibility if you guys want to do that. But all right, let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about SummerSlam 2024. And I want to talk to you guys about this matchup right here. And there's no banners. It's just going to be clean, looking like this. Let's talk about the Women's Championship matchup between Bayley and Nia Jax first. Obviously, there is the WWE really didn't do much of a good job when it comes down to the buildup of this matchup. And honestly, to me, the most intriguing part of this matchup doesn't even involve any of these two women. It involves Tiffany Stratton and Miss Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Nia Jax, she won Queen of the Ring. That's why she gets this matchup. And Bayley, she won the championship back at WrestleMania. And they haven't really done much with her since. She had a triple threat against Naomi and Tiffany. I believe that was a triple threat. And then the match against Piper. Other than that, that's really what they've done with Bayley. And it sucks.
Bayley is always falling into the spot of just being the person they don't care about, the person that has the feud that is just always looked over, always treated as if she's secondary. And I never understood why. And this isn't something that, like, I don't think this is a Triple H problem. This is just an entire company problem with the handling of Bayley, no matter what she's doing. They always treat her like an afterthought. And now she's being treated like an afterthought, and she's world champion, which is terrible. So, I mean, the match against Piper, I watched it back a few days ago. Well, I attempted to. And there's just, I don't know. I was bored. I don't know what it is with Bayley right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know I don't know why, but it's confusing to me.
Yeah. Look, you guys know, if you guys know me, I love me some Bayley. I have been a Bayley fan and honestly a Bayley stan for honestly as long as I can remember. And for as long as Loff has known me, I've always been that Bayley guy. It just sucks knowing how good Bayley is and how almost every single person does look at her as, a very, like, in terms of the four horsewomen, when you name them, if you just say, hey, name me the four horsewomen, most of the people are probably going to name Bayley last. And that is just not, like, I don't know how to say it properly because I'm probably going to, come off wrong in terms of how I say it. But with Charlotte Flair, Mercedes Moné, and Becky Lynch, you're going to be talking about those three women and how they've really impacted women's wrestling. And it's not to say that Bayley hasn't, because Bayley definitely did in that match against Sasha at TakeOver. But, just with the way that they have treated all four horsewomen in WWE, like you said, Bayley's kind of gotten the short end of the stick.
Yeah, I don't know why, man. It's very confusing why she gets consistently treated that way. When in a way she's become the most consistent out of all four of them.
Yeah.
I can list lots of bad moments from the three of them, being Mercedes, Becky, and Charlotte, but I can't list many bad moments from Bayley. She's been consistently consistent for a consistent amount of time. And it's weird how she can be fundamentally the best. She can play the face, she can play the heel, she can play chasing the championship, she can play winning the championship. She has the match quality, she has the promo skills. She has the crowd caring in what she's doing. She has the resume. I don't know. Wait, she won a Rumble before, right?
Yeah, she won the Rumble to get to 40.
Yeah, she got a Rumble. I forget. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And she won Money in the Bank in 2019.
Yeah.
Cashed in. on the same night to win the title. I mean, she's done.
There's not much Bailey hasn't done, if not
Yeah.
everything.
The only thing that she really hasn't done is won Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
And she's facing the champion, facing the winner of that tournament here. So
yeah. So it's like, I don't know why she just always gets the bad role. You know, it's one of the most confusing things about this company that I've never been able to figure out on why she just gets treated that way, and there's no reason to treat her that way. So this match against Nia, I mean, I expect Nia to win because I am a firm believer of, if you win the tournament, you might as well win the championship. You went through everybody else, you might as well win the title. But if Bailey does retain, I think that gives them another chance to just try to keep this going, you know, because Nia's not going to be champion for much longer with Tiffany on her back. We all know Tiffany's going to cash in at some point, you know. But Nia and Bailey are expendable right now because Tiffany looks like she's the long-term goal. So if they can pull that off, then it doesn't matter what Bailey and Nia do. But I just prepare for a good match. It don't really matter who wins to me. I'm expecting Nia, but if Bailey wins, that's also cool. And then we'll just go from there. I hope this match can inject some feeling into Bailey being champion, because right now I'm not feeling it, you know.
How have you felt about Nia Jax ever since coming back to WWE in the second run? I mean, obviously the first run did not really go her way in terms of how the fans treated her, her being Nia Jax. But I feel like ever since Nia Jax has really come back to WWE, she's kind of proven herself to be, you know, somewhat better, if not a lot better in some people's eyes, of just how, you know, she's been, you know, utilized in WWE as of late. And she won the Queen of the Ring tournament for, you know, for what that is worth. I mean, they gave her the ball and they let her run with it, so to speak. So, how do you feel about Nia Jax and her coming back to WWE?
I haven't always been the biggest Nia Jax fan. I still am not. She just doesn't interest me in that way. But she's gotten a lot better, and she definitely has improved from her first way around the company. So I can't hate on her. You know what I'm saying? She's much better off than she was, and it seems like they have a certain direction they go with her. Again, not for me, but for the Nia Jax fans, I'm happy that she's being put in a position to where she's winning tournaments. They're using what she's good at and not trying to put her in positions that she's not good at, you know. And she's definitely improved since her last run, and that's what all I ask when you bring superstars back, that they at least get better at what they were doing before they left. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
But
if she came back and she was like
previously,
yeah, if she came back and she was like the same, then you know what I'm saying. But she's gotten a lot better, and I do want to commend her for that. So
yeah. In terms of my prediction for this matchup here, I have Nia Jax winning as well. I'm kind of like in the same mindset as you. It's like, if you win the Queen of the Ring tournament, you should probably go on and win the championship. But ultimately, in the end, I do want Bailey to retain. I do. If there were any of the King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring, you know, finalists that could lose the championship matchup here, but you know, not lose too much from the loss, it would probably be Nia Jax. So I ultimately want Bailey to retain, but I'm probably going to go with Nia Jax here, because with this storyline between her and Tiffany that is going to be formulating on WWE programming, it's just a no-brainer to see how things progress from there.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully Tiffany can inject some energy into it.
Yeah. Do you see a potential cash in or a tease?
They're going to be teasing for a while. I really want Tiffany to hold on to the briefcase for a long time.
Especially if it's going to be a custom briefcase. If
yeah,
we get that on Friday or tomorrow.
Yeah, if it's going to be a custom, then there's no reason for her to lose it that fast. So I'm hoping that she holds on to it for a little while, you know.
Plus, you gotta put that on WWE Shop so that everybody can buy it, and then you can make money off of it.
That works too. It definitely works too.
Which, honestly, with how big of a Tiffany Stratton fan I am, who knows? I might have some money coming out of my bank account. I don't know what it
I see
looks like
Phil
yet.
walking around with a Tiffy in the bank briefcase.
I don't know what it looks like yet, so I'm pretty much going to have to
It's gonna be pink. That's really it. It's gonna be pink.
I don't care.
It's probably gonna look really cool too. It's probably gonna look.
Have you seen the AI generated pictures of Tiffany with the custom money in the bank? It looks great.
I assume. I hope they'll just put some pink paint on it and say go.
It's sparkly and has Tiffy in the bank and every. Dude, it's amazing. I really want that design to be the design.
I might need that actually. They should give her a personalized belt. That might be the one.
That would be good too.
The pink and gold belt or the pink and white belt. Oh man.
Oh my god. All right, so we got that match out of the way. Let's talk about the United States Championship matchup between the champion, who's only defended the title twice since November. Since winning the title in November, Logan Paul versus L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's pretty much a no-brainer between me and Loff here. L.A. Knight has to walk out of Cleveland as champion.
No question about it.
There's no doubt about it.
No question about it.
I mean, the man has not defended the title since WrestleMania. Ooh, excuse me. And he's only defended the title twice. WrestleMania against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, and the Royal Rumble against Kevin Owens. Two challengers in the entire reign of Logan Paul. Roman who? I'm sorry to even bring him up, but Roman who?
Logan is the worst United States champion we've had in the entire history of this company. And I'm not hearing nothing about a
bad United States champion.
Yeah.
Austin Theory, Dean Ambrose,
Ricochet,
you can say that too.
Fucking.
But yeah, I mean, LA Knight just has to win this championship here. Is there it's Cleveland. Is there a possibility Logan wins here?
Always. There's always a possibility. They have a weird obsession with him now where it's like they're still going to push him even though the growing anger with him is so prominent. Like it's right there. Like people don't want to see him anymore on any aspect. Him being a U.S. champion who doesn't show up, doesn't defend the championship, trying to compare him to Roman is asinine to me. I'm like, he doesn't have half of the charisma, or I hate the overuse of this word now, but the aura of Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? He's just Logan Paul. He can do a buckshot lariat. That's cool. Hangman better. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're not doing nothing. I'm not really worried about Logan Paul and how people keep telling me that he brings engagement and fans. He doesn't bring anybody. He doesn't. And if he does bring anybody, he's to bring himself to the SmackDown show and tell me what you do. Because no one knows what Logan Paul does except right now he's just a spot. He's a spot and that's it. He's not a good promo. He doesn't get the crowd to care about him. And he's in the ring with one of the hottest superstars right now who everyone is clamoring for Triple H to just give the man a chance.
Give the ball and let him run with it. Look, I've said this on numerous occasions at this point in time. The United States Championships state, as of right now, in terms of prestige and in terms of the way people look at this championship, not everybody, obviously, because obviously Logan Paul has his fans, but the majority of people are looking at this championship like it's a worthless joke at this point. To me, in my eyes, the United States Championship is at the bottom level of prestige, just like the Intercontinental Championship was before Gunther held it. Before Gunther held that Intercontinental Championship, the IC title was not looked at as anything important. But it should have
before him, Ricochet?
But it should have been. And then Gunther held it on for 666 days, built up that prestige, and now look at where it is right now. People love that IC title, and people love the Intercontinental Championship picture. Logan Paul and the United States Championship have not been on WWE television. And keep in mind that both when Roman Reigns and Logan Paul were champion at the time, you had them on the same brand. So at times, both of the championships were not even on television. Think of that for a second. So they need to get that United States Championship back up to at least some sort of level that, people can, look at the United States Championship and not go to and try to figure out where everything else lies. So give it to LA Knight, let him run with it, see where he goes with it, and just, allow him to be him. Because you didn't capitalize last year with Money in the Bank. Now you have to with this. Because if you don't, honestly, there's no coming back.
They've missed out on the Money in the Bank. They missed out on the Roman Reigns thing, even though we all knew he wasn't going to be Roman, but it was there still. They missed out on Money in the Bank again. It's just like, I don't know why in the world they put him in the position to get ready for these moments, and then they just like, oh no, let's just not do it. Meanwhile, for some reason, the crowd hasn't given up on him, and I say for some reason because the word around all the time is that these superstars are going to lose steam. The superstars are not going to lose steam when it's authentic, and LA Knight is as authentic as it gets, So, right. But at some point, the people are going to be like, why am I cheering for this guy if he doesn't do anything?
I was on I was just on a roundtable with a bunch of other creators. It was a podcast, doing SummerSlam predictions and all that stuff. And one of the guys was saying that it's literally getting hard at this point to cheer for LA Knight now, because you just see this man and you see how popular he is, but every single time that you do see him, they just don't capitalize on the moments that they should with him. And it's like, why do I even have a chance of, trying to cheer for the guy when I should just know that they're not going to capitalize? But they need to. They need to here. Otherwise, people will probably riot in Cleveland, even though it is hometown of Logan Paul.
And you know something, too? If Vince was booking this show, LA Knight would win. And as disgusting as that sentence was, I wholeheartedly believe it, because I think the way Triple H books in a way of like, you're not winning that belt until you've went through every single ring of fire. You fought every dragon. You beat Bowser 87 times. You beat all the Elden Ring bosses every single time. And just then, maybe he'll give you the championship. Vince was just like, here, you know what I'm saying? With Triple H is like, I'm going to book you as adversity as much as I can. I'm going to give you so much adversity. It's going to be mad adversities. And then maybe, just maybe, they'll give the championship. But
the podcast was Ruthless Talk.
Okay.
So if you guys want to check out that SummerSlam roundtable, go ahead. It's on their channel now, and it's on all platforms for podcasts. Go check it out. It's great. Chrissy was on there, and a bunch of other podcasters are out there as well. So go check out Ruthless Talk, and they were just great. I've loved being a part of it. So go check it out. But yes, it's unanimous. Everybody here wants LA Knight. We here on Podcast One LA Knight. I mean, it's just LA Knight's time.
Yeah.
So there you go. Up next, let's talk about the Intercontinental title match. Sami Zayn, Bron Breakker, for that Intercontinental Championship. The last time we saw this matchup off was back at Money in the Bank in Toronto. And to put it point blank, Bron lost. Bron lost with one haluva kick. And now one haluva kick sent many people on social media, on Russell Talk, on any sort of social media platform that you can think of, into a frenzy. People were calling Braun Breaker buried. People were calling Sami Zayn Sammy Hogan. People were just outraged at the sight of seeing Braun Breaker lose on his first WWE PLE, especially for his first championship match on the WWE PLE for that Intercontinental Championship. I was not surprised in the slightest that Sami retained at all. In fact, I picked it. I picked it. And the thing is, I was like, first of all, Braun Breaker has to lose eventually. You can't have him go undefeated forever. You can't, just put Goldberg 2.0 on the guy, even though he does have Goldberg's tattoo on his shoulder. Fair you point. Just can't do that to him, because at some point you're going to be like, all right, what do we do from here? So Sami Zayn retained the title in Toronto. I was not mad at it whatsoever. It was a decent to good match for what it was, and people were just so upset about it. At that point in time, Braun Breaker was going to be fine in the loss, because I just thought that Braun Breaker could have just gone on a rampage on Monday Night Raw to try to get back to that IC title picture. And look what happened. He laid out Sami and Ilya on the next night. And just continued to do that to Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov until Ilya got, until Ilya died on an episode of Raw. And then we have this matchup with Sami again. So people just need to, honestly, just be patient. Just allow things to progress. And at this point in time, Braun Breaker's stock is higher than it really ever was since coming to the main roster.
Yeah, I mean they're presenting him very well, which is why people want him to win the championship. Sami Zayn as IC champion is just weird for me, because Sami's just one of those people that doesn't really interest me that much. He hasn't. That's been like a reoccurring thing with him. He's not bad at anything at all. He's never been really the most interesting to me. And I think he's got to put the belt on Bron now. Braun losing to one Hulu kick was absolutely insane to me.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give them that.
Yeah, that was kind of that. I think that was more egregious than the fact of Sami winning. Sami winning wasn't that bad. The way he won. That was. But
especially with how dominant the matchup was at first.
Yeah.
And then the one Hulu kick. I honestly thought it was going to be a reverse Brock Lesnar and John Cena situation, and honestly, it still could go that way.
Saturday might go that exact way, because I don't think Sami has to hold his belt anymore. It seems like he's going to be just back into the bloodline stuff, which I really don't want, but it looks like it's going to happen anyway.
Because John lost, obviously, the matchup against Brock Lesnar at that SummerSlam when he got suplexed like 26 times, right? I think that was the whole thing. So, I mean, if you basically have Braun, completely dominate, have Sami try to get a little comeback on, but ultimately have Braun Breaker win the title in the end.
He should spear him 26 times.
Spear 26 times would be crazy.
Oh, man. That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's just Braun Breaker's time now. You see what the man can do. You see what the man can do. You see what the man can bring, and you see just how people get behind him. I mean, the Wolf chants are just going nuclear at this point on Raw. I never said it was too early for Braun Breaker to win the Intercontinental Championship. I want him to win the IC title, but not in Toronto. Do it on a bigger stage, and that bigger stage is SummerSlam.
I sure hope it is, because if not, I don't know what he's not buried, he's not destroyed or nothing like that. I just hope they know what they're doing.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about there, Corbin, too. I've always said when WrestleMania was coming around for WrestleMania 40, before the whole situation with Redacted happened, because it was going to be him versus Gunther for the IC title at Mania. They transitioned over to Sami, and I said Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the IC title at WrestleMania 40. Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the World's Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. imagine that year-long thing just to get to Sami Zayn and his first World Championship run, winning it at WrestleMania after winning the Rumble. That could be something to look forward to. Now, whether that actually is Gunther at WrestleMania 41 remains to be seen. But if you wanted to do a 1-year thing between Sami and Gunther and do the IC title and World Heavyweight title in that whole, 1-year build, I think that would be great to see. And I feel like I think I told you that kind of a theory before, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense. And Sami Zayn definitely should be in that World Championship picture, once this is all said and done. But yeah, the Intercontinental Championship was a perfectly fine reign for Sami. Defeating Gunther, you and I have said this ad nauseum. Whoever was going to beat Gunther was going to have a problem like this. Because he had such a great run with that IC title, he being Gunther. But Sami Zayn did a fine job as Intercontinental Champion. Had some good matches, and and there you have it with that. But now it's time to put somebody new over with Bron.
And yeah, the only thing about this I don't like when Triple H does this is because it opens up the superstar to getting called things like Sammy Hogan, which he is the farthest from.
Right.
Sammy's never been that kind of superstar. He's a great person, you know what I'm saying? I have no quarrel with Sami Zayn at all. It's just the timing of this stuff opens you up to being called a name because the long term or slow burn booking that Triple H tends to do.
Yep.
Everyone doesn't like it, you know what I'm saying? And I think for a long time we were well, I'm not gonna say we, I'm just gonna speak for myself in this. I wanted long-term booking, but I think long-term booking and slow burn booking have gotten intertwined.
Yeah.
So now long-term doesn't mean this is going for a good while. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean the story's going to be good. It means it's happening for a long time. The whole KO and Randy storyline has been going on for a long time. It's at a dead point for me. It's definitely a long-term story, but it's a boring long-term story.
Yeah.
So.
But the whole Randy Orton and Kevin Owens thing, I thought that with both of them not really having much of a path to SummerSlam after that whole 6-man tag with Randy, KO, and Cody versus the Bloodline, I thought Solo was obviously gonna go to Cody, but if anything, I thought we could have seen a Kevin Owens and Randy Orton thing happen at SummerSlam, because if Randy Orton was gonna turn heel on everybody, then we could have seen something between Kevin and Randy, but it didn't really happen, and none of them are even on this card. None being KO and Randy, so it's crazy how Randy Orton is nowhere on this card. And you would have thought
he should be in Solo spot, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah, you really definitely could have put that there. But hopefully that, I mean, I feel like that's probably going to be to me, I rather want to see that at WrestleMania, personally, Cody and Randy, because you see obviously the history between those two. That is literally a WrestleMania feud to me. But I don't know if WWE is just going to do that as the last feud before WrestleMania season for Cody or what have you, but we got to figure that out somewhere. All right. We'll talk about Cody and Solo later, because that's a whole other different debate. Let's talk about we already did that match. You want to do it? Let's talk mommy. Let's talk Liv.
Oh man.
Obviously the Women's World Championship is on the line in this. We all know that a ton of relationships are being put to the test in this matchup here. We have all seen it. Liv Morgan has been on her revenge tour. She won the Women's World Championship back at it was the pay-per-view in Saudi, right? What was the show? King and Queen of the Ring it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she beat Becky to win the championship there. And whether it was due to Dom or not, remains to be seen. But Mommy came back to the fold of WWE after being injured from Liv, and Mommy looks great. Rhea looks absolutely fantastic, and she's been doing very good work in this feud with Liv to get to the championship matchup here at SummerSlam. It seems like as of right now, Rhea and Dom's relationship is cool. They're all good with each other. I mean, hell, Rhea licked his face on Raw.
Duh.
After he cussed Liv out after showing her ass on WWE programming. So there you go.
Yeet.
And yes, that legitimately happened because I know some family members are going to be watching this later. And that's just a crazy sentence to say. But yes, it's true. It happened.
Crazy, man.
WWE, man, in 2024. Something else. But yes, in terms of everything here, Dom is obviously going to be a key factor within this matchup here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But I think one person that we're all kind of forgetting about is a person that did not have an X on their face in that poster of the Judgment Day, and that is Finn Balor.
Uh-huh.
I think Finn Balor is going to have some way, shape, or form involvement in this matchup, and it's not just going to be Dom.
That works too.
Because who helped Finn Balor and JD McDonough win those tag team titles?
Liv Morgan.
Who has been trying to, basically, be on Liv's side throughout this entire thing and try to get the Judgment Day to be on Liv's side? Finn Balor. So, I mean, there's definitely a possibility of Finn Balor helping Liv Morgan retain this championship in one facet or another. Whether that is going to be by accident or whether that is going to be on purpose, that remains to be seen. But obviously, Dom has a ton riding on this as well.
Yeah, I mean, I assume this match is going to go as well as it can go. Liv has been checking off every box that people said, everything that people said Liv can't do, she's been showing you that she can do.
She's done.
And it's happened pretty quickly, you know what I'm saying? And I'm very happy about that because the way she was being run through the ground, the way I've had to defend this woman over the past 6 to 8 months, it's crazy. I've heard a lot of things, and a lot of them are warranted. But then all I've been saying to people is just give her the ball and just don't beg for it back. Just give her the ball and let her just try.
Yep.
And she has one of the most compelling storylines, one of the best built matches on the SummerSlam card. And if I told somebody that a year ago, they would laugh at me and call me crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you've made Rhea's already one of the most dominant women ever. You've made Liv better. You've made Dom better. You're coming out of the storyline.
You're making everybody from the Judgment Day better.
Yeah, the Judgment Day is never gonna be the same after SummerSlam. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that the fact that Liv's a part of this and she's world champion going into it. And funny enough, it's happening and Becky Lynch isn't there. Just a kawiki dink. I don't know. As soon as Becky leaves, Liv is just, that's for a different day. I'm gonna start yelling. But hey, Liv's gonna retain. Hopefully she changes her finisher. I tell you, that's the one thing. She changed that finisher, it's over.
Oh, I'm sorry. But Olivia needs to go.
If she changed that, and apparently it's like super protected. It's one of the most super protected moves.
It's one of the most protected finishers in the company.
And I don't know why, but just change that finisher. Give me a little like a submission
that finisher, and it's so weak.
If you just give Liv a guillotine or like a dragon sleeper or something, say goodbye. It's over with. It's done. You're done. You got it. I'm slamming my card on the table. Feel me? But Liv retains. Dom and Liv are going to make out in the ring, and I'm going to throw up. Phil, that's what I'm going to do. So
you do think Dom is going to be, the factor for having Liv win, and not the not the whole Finn Balor thing.
Yeah, Rhea's going to tell Dom to do something, distract the ref, and he's going to do something very intentionally. And that's why I don't want it to make it seem like Dom's doing it by accident. I want him to show that he's doing this on purpose. He made his decision when Liv turned around and showed him that black cow. Feel me? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dom made an executive decision.
Whether it's going to be Dom or whether it's going to be Finn, that's the real factor I'm going to be looking into. The reason why I think it could ultimately be Finn, and I don't think this is going to be the last time we see Finn Balor on SummerSlam Saturday, is mainly because of the fact of what we could possibly be seeing in the future. At the end of this month, what do we have? We have Bash in Berlin. And for whatever reason, I could just see it in, whatever, way of fantasy booking here. For whatever reason, because we're going to be talking about the World Heavyweight Championship matchup next to stick it with the continue with Judgment Day talk. But I see somewhere down the line at Bash in Berlin, either Finn Balor and Liv Morgan teaming up, or Dom and Liv, depending on however they want to do it, versus Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley.
That would be the most excited I've been about a mixed tag team match in a long time. So, I mean, hey.
Some sort of mixed tag team match I can definitely see happening at Bash in Berlin. Mainly because of the fact that Finn Balor could have a real... his judgment, no pun intended, could really be, up for grabs in terms of who is actually going to be on his side. Whether he is on the side of Liv Morgan or whether he costs Damian Priest the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther here at SummerSlam. And that could honestly be a possibility. Because Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, they're no longer going to be a part of Judgment Day for much longer. They're not. So, I mean, if somehow, some way, we see Finn Balor not once but twice, to really just signify that Rhea's out and Damian's out.
Yeah.
Bro. I mean, come on. So, that mixed tag team match could legitimately be a thing at Bash.
And I think someone just Malik said it in the chat. Liv helped Dom beat Ray.
Yes.
Yep. And that happened I think that was like a regular Raw that happened.
That was on a Raw, yeah.
The fact that happened, that's a really, really big deal. You know what I'm saying? So all of this is leading towards Dom helping Liv. So I don't think there's any other way this is going to go.
The night that Rhea came back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Because they were about to get it on in the ring, and then this is my brutality.
They going. That's what I'm not. Phil, I know you're gonna have great seats there. Please don't send me a video of that because I'm not gonna be very happy.
Oh, I don't even know, dude.
I don't want to see a video of that.
Secondly,
that's why I'm partially happy. I'm gonna be in a house watching that show. Cause I don't want to throw up on someone at the show if I see that. I'm gonna get really angry, Phil.
Dude, it's gonna be. Grown men are going to cry that night.
See, I don't want to be. That's going to be a nasty place to be at. At that moment, I don't want to be there. I'm being.
Yeah, I don't even know how I'm going to react.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I just know I can't handle that. I can't. Being on TV is going to be hard enough. So you got it. I'm
being there live. I got it. I just got to figure it out.
I'm going to be crying. So you got. I hope you'll be okay. I hope you're not near anyone who's crying because I will be. But besides that, Liv's going to retain. I don't think Liv's going to lose until... Wait. Which one's next? Bad Blood or Bash in Berlin?
Bash in Berlin is at the end of August, and then October is Bad Blood. But that's after Bash in Berlin. September really doesn't have a PLE scheduled because obviously the end of the month here in August is Bash in Berlin. So they're doing 2 pay-per-views in 1 month and leaving September vacant.
Yep, Liv's not losing to Bad Blood. That makes sense. And then, cause the only way I've been going about this is just Liv retains Saturday, Rhea wins it at Bad Blood, Liv wins the Rumble, Rhea and Liv at Mania, and then Liv goes over, and then we're done.
It's
That's
going to
the
be
way.
that long term for you. You think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it should be because it's one of the hottest feuds they got. You're keeping Rhea at a high level. You're keeping Liv at the level that she should have been at this whole time, and you tell the story that Liv winning the Rumble is the most important part because the past 2 years, what she's been runner
Just
up.
runner up. Yeah.
Rhea's been calling her that the best second place.
Yeah.
So if Liv can prove Rhea wrong twice, get a pinfall victory over her, win the Rumble, and then win the belt back at 41. That's a long-term story right there. And you don't have to have Dom stringing along. You can have Dom make a decision and just not pick either of them. You know what I'm saying? Have him do his own thing. Or you have Dom tag along too. Don't really care. But as long as you make it to Mania 41 with this feud, I think that's the greatest thing. Because, like, this is the most important feud in the women's division at the moment. So there's no reason for this to end in, 2 months?
Yeah.
When you have a WrestleMania 41 match staring at you, and Rhea's not going to be left off the card. And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to see Becky or Charlotte have a world title match at 41. I don't. I don't think there's very well they can just do it because, they have no other creative ideas, it seems sometimes. But
for whatever reason, I can just see Charlotte and Tiffany because that match is going to happen. It's just a matter.
Oh, yeah. Before too long.
But we got some breaking news here.
Oh, God.
It's got nothing to do with SummerSlam, so don't worry. But Mark Henry's son, Jacob Henry, has announced that he is officially signed with WWE.
Uh-oh. World's strongest son.
There's a lot left in the tank.
Oh, God.
Mr. Jacob Henry.
Oh, God. He's coming.
The Mark Henry set at Remix Rumble. Whatever that is. So, obviously, he was probably doing a comedy show or something, or some sort of talk, thing.
I've heard of that. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Remix Rumble. I heard of it. I don't know what it is, though.
And yeah, so Jacob Henry is going to be with WWE. That's amazing for him. Congrats.
He's a damn tank, too. Oh, God.
Have you ever seen that kid?
I've seen one picture of him like 2 years ago. I'm sure he's much bigger now. I last time I saw him was like 2 years ago. And he looked like a freaking monster. So I'm scared. That's crazy, bro.
That's amazing. So good for him. And yeah, that's awesome.
Give him to Shawn Michaels. Do not give him to Triple H. Don't do it.
I think he's only like 17. So he definitely.
Oh yeah, we're lit.
He needs time.
That boy going to Florida. Oh, we lit now. Yeah.
So yeah. Look, Mark Henry's son Jacob is coming to WWE. That's amazing. So good for him. Yeah, he is a weightlifting machine. If you've seen what he can do.
Son of Mark Henry, God.
Yeah, he's the son of Mark Henry. He should be doing weights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good for him. I just saw that notification come on the phone, and I definitely wanted to talk about that real quick. But yeah, so there you go. So yeah, in my mind, Gunther's going to be walking out as World Heavyweight Champion. Because we were talking about the World Heavyweight title match before, after, Rhea and Liv. And look, I feel like Finn Balor can definitely have his eye on this matchup as well, because obviously Damian and Finn are not really at, good odds with each other right now. I want to get your thoughts on Damian Priest, because I know we were at WrestleMania and you were just completely as shocked as I was when, we heard Judgment Day's music hit and he cashed in and won the title.
Yeah.
I have personally, I know you're not much of a big fan of Damian Priest, but I, for one, have absolutely loved what Damian Priest has done as World Heavyweight Champion, mainly because of the fact of what he does in the ring. The promos took a little while to get there, but the promos are definitely better now than what they were in the early stages of his run. And I just feel like Damian Priest has earned his spot in the main event title picture. I feel like WWE saw something within Damian Priest ever since the Bad Bunny match in Puerto Rico, and I've said that here before. And I just feel like Damian Priest really has something with him as a world champion. But obviously, switching sides to Gunther here, like Corbin is saying, it's Gunther's time. It really is. Gunther, as world heavyweight champion, everybody has been wanting it. Or, a lot of people have been wanting it. Not everybody, but a lot of people have. And Damian Priest has done a very fine job for his first World Heavyweight Championship run. But I just don't see him making out of Cleveland as champ.
My opinion on Damian has changed. I made a video about it probably like a month, 2 months ago, maybe? I don't know. I posted it. It was about Damian and Swerve and how I think both of them have been handled as a world champion.
I did see it
very well.
Yeah.
And ever since I made that video, this is how I know Triple H follows me. Ever since I made that video, they started to treat Damian like a bigger deal. Now, this is my thing. I'm on the fence with this match because I do believe if Damian beats Gunther, this is going to be another very good Infinity Stone to put in his gauntlet. Yes. I beat Gunther. That's cool.
To me, if he beats Gunther here at SummerSlam, this cements his reign for me.
Yes.
Just like how Swerve had to cement his reign against
exactly
Ospreay. Sorry, against Ospreay.
Exactly. And we got to talk about that Bryan thing. I just saw that and I almost cried.
Dude, the Bryan stuff we'll definitely talk about at some point on this podcast.
Yeah, that hurt me.
But yes, it'll definitely cement his reign.
But on the other hand, like we talked about earlier with Nia, Gunther won the entire tournament, and I think I would be I would be going against my word if I was so hyped for Damian to retain here. But at the same time, I can't handle Gunther losing after winning the entire tournament. And both of them, I think Gunther will be a better world champion, but Damian has definitely kicked the world championship stuff up into the next gear since I ridiculed it. And I'm very happy about that because my problem has never been with Damian Priest as a wrestler. My problem has always stemmed from his booking and his gimmicks before this stuff, before the Judgment Day, before all that other stuff.
Damian inside him.
Yeah, I've never been able to get that feeling out of my head when I see him.
Yeah. And that's valid. That's a perfectly valid reason.
Yeah, it's not Damian's fault at all. It's purely the terrible booking.
And it's not in ring for you, right?
No, absolutely not. He's an excellent wrestler. Yeah, he's an excellent wrestler. That I still go back to that Bad Bunny match as just one of the best matches I saw that year. Because that was
me that's when I saw WWE seeing something in him. Because if he could carry Bunny to a match like that, then you have something with the guy.
Yeah, so it's like you could have Gunther win it at Bash in Berlin, which is cool. I think it turns to a little bit of you got the people, oh, it's too predictable or whatever. So I probably would stay away from it. So the simple way is just have Gunther win. That's the simple route. Just have Gunther win.
It won't be like I get it. Having him win the World Heavyweight Championship in Berlin would be a nice moment for Gunther. But what's wrong with Gunther walking into Berlin as champion? Because I don't see one. I don't.
And if it's the reason why Damian loses, then you have that right there. So then it's not even that bad on Damian's part. Because now it's more so Finn was the reason of it, because you already see the dissension between the two. So if Finn's the reason why Damian loses, Damian doesn't go anywhere because you just have a match with Finn.
I feel like we're going to have mad Judgment Day matches at Bad Blood.
That's the point. That's what we should be leading to.
Obviously, we can see Liv and Rhea again. Yes. Obviously, we can see Finn and Damian there.
Yes.
There's going to be a bunch of Judgment Day matches. just
That's what the term bad blood means. So if you have
they
this stuff,
have bad blood with each other, and that's it.
exactly. So if you have all of this stuff set up, you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to um you have to be able to have matches happen now, meaning on Saturday, to lead up to 2-3 months from now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Damian beating Gunther would be a great thing for Damian. But for everyone else, it doesn't really work. If Finn helps Gunther win, even how Gunther put Finn to sleep on Monday.
I was
You know what I'm saying?
say, because that's definitely a factor there.
Yeah.
Because Damian has said throughout this entire run, don't come out there for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to handle this on my own.
Yeah.
Finn Balor is going to have, in some way, shape, or form, a factor in this.
Mm-hmm.
Because, heck, Damian Priest came out after Finn Balor's match against Gunther on Raw. Now, sure, that was after the fact, but he still came out there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just that factor right there. The whole Finn Balor and Damian Priest thing. I've always said, if it's not going to be Gunther, let it be Finn that beats Damian. But I just don't see a world where Damian Priest walks out of August as World Heavyweight Champion. If he retains here at SummerSlam, fine. But if we get the rematch at Bash in Berlin, he's definitely not winning there.
Yeah.
And then obviously bad blood is bad blood, and you can have Finn and Damian there. But I just don't see him walking out of August as champion.
That's the whole point of these tournaments, for the person who wins the tournament to be the person that they go in long term. You know what I'm saying? It's everything. The breakout tournaments. If you do like the old Gold Rush tournaments that they used to do, anytime you have a tournament where it's just a single 8-man, 16-man bracket, and whoever wins gets that title match, they're not beating all these superstars just to lose the match that they just qualified for after they just beat everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
And I will say this. I said it earlier on the show, but if there was one person from the King and Queen of the Ring finalists that could lose their championship match and not really lose much in terms of like momentum behind it, that would be Nia Jax. If you have Gunther lose here, I'm not saying that Gunther's done or anything like that, because he would probably just get the rematch in Berlin, depending on how things go. But I just feel like you can't have Gunther lose this spot here.
Gunther is booked so freaking strong, bro.
Yeah.
You can't mess with that.
Right.
And that's their own doing. They've booked him strong on purpose. So
they booked him so strong from the moment he showed up in NXT UK to now.
Yes, he's been booked strong this entire time.
He's been champion for, like, out of his entire run in WWE, and I'm talking NXT UK all the way up until now, he's been champion for the majority of the time since he's been in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He's been champion more times than any of the amount of days that he's not been champion in WWE, if that makes any sense.
He's been champion for a lot more days.
Yeah,
because he's had 2. You could stop at the UK run and then the IC Championship run. It's done there, you know.
If you just compare the days of him as champ in WWE comparing to the days that he's not been champ in WWE, the days that are with him as champion are more than without. So, I mean, it's just a matter of how WWE has booked Gunther. And I'm not saying that it's wrong by any means, because look at him. Compared to what he looked like and the transformation that he had, good for him.
Somehow he got better. And it's like, he was already excellent the first time. So he's improved physically. He's improved on the mic, which he was already extremely dominant anyway. So it's like the mic work didn't really need to be done, even though it was already pretty good. He doesn't have any flaws to his game. And he's still getting better while being a super high overall. Yeah. So it's just I don't know how in the world he's doing it, but I would definitely put the world championship on him and then not look back, because you have a whole story with Damian and Finn you can do Damian doesn't have to be world champion.
NXT TakeOver New York. Walter, before he was Gunther, won the UK Championship, NXT UK title from Pete Dunne. And he held it for 870 days.
My God. That doesn't make sense.
Until Ilya Dragunov beat him at TakeOver 36. And yeah, so he had the title for 870 days. And then obviously his Intercontinental Championship run was 666. So dude, I mean, come on.
That doesn't make any sense, man.
Intercontinental Championship, 666 days. King of the Ring of 2024, and then 870 days as NXT UK champion.
While being a full-time superstar.
Exactly.
And somehow not getting injured that much. I can't remember the last time he got injured.
Yeah.
He's been able to hold up, be full-time, be consistent, be champion. There's no flaws in that man's game.
Yeah, I did. Just amazing stuff from what Gunther has been able to do in WWE. And winning that World Heavyweight Championship is that next step. So.
It should be.
So as of right now, in terms of new champions on my side of things, Gunther, LA Knight, Braun Breaker, and Nia Jax. 4 new champions.
See, that doesn't sound filled.
That doesn't sound right
at all, but I'm with you on every one of them. It just sounds. It doesn't sound very Triple H to me. Something stupid's gonna happen. I don't know where, but something stupid's about to happen. I just don't know. He always does it.
Out of those 4 matches, if you could pick one champion to possibly still be the champion at that current time, who would you rather be?
Bayley.
I was gonna say. Yeah.
Oh wait. No, Liv.
Liv? Okay. Yeah.
Liv, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely probably Liv for me too. Yeah.
I forgot. Liv has the longest. Bayley is.
Here's the thing. Every other storyline, besides the whole Liv and Rhea one, they need to have the current champions lose in order to move on to what's next.
Yeah, Liv has to keep it. Liv has to keep it, absolutely.
So yeah. So we did the Damian match, we did Bayley, we did Liv, we did Logan, we did Sami. What do you want to talk about the WWE title match now? Because
it's cool. I mean,
because obviously the Punk and Drew thing, that's gonna be a little while.
Oh God.
Look, let's do it. Cody and Solo is probably gonna end the night, most likely, because of everything that's gonna happen afterwards. If what everybody is saying is 100% true. I mean, Cody's got to retain here.
Oh yeah, he's not losing.
Cody's got to retain here. I've seen so many prediction videos over the course of the last few times, of me just trying to prepare for everything here. I've seen at least 3 that's saying that Solo's winning this championship. He can't win this title.
No way in the world. There's no way possible he's winning the championship, right?
He should not win this championship. And here's the thing: we still have a bloodline match tomorrow.
Oh shit!
Because they're facing DIY tomorrow for the tag titles.
Oh dear God! I forgot about that. That could go either way.
What I would rather see is obviously Cody retaining the championship. For whatever, I don't know. All I know is that I want Roman, Jimmy, and Paul to come out together.
Yeah, that would be funny. That would be very funny.
Because a lot of people are saying that Jimmy is probably going to come tomorrow night on SmackDown and cost the Bloodline the tag team titles. Look, That would be cool. That would be fine. But just imagine Paul, Roman, and Jimmy coming out together after everything that's happened at that main event.
That would be freaking crazy. That's a great way to end the show if they pull it off in that manner.
You can have 3 and 3. I mean, Paul is not going to wrestle, obviously, but you can have some sort of like 3-person stare down. Or hell, if Jimmy wants to be there too. I don't know. But not Jimmy. Jay. You know?
Jay better stay his eating ass in the back.
Yeah, I don't know where Mr. Yeet's gonna be in all of this, but yeah, I mean Jimmy, Paul, and Roman coming out together at the same time, to confront the new bloodline. I mean, dude, that'd be good. And because I would just rather save the Jimmy return for Roman if Roman is coming back.
Yeah,
so, that's what I do.
I want Jimmy to come back because I've been patiently waiting for the man to come back, and they keep telling me every week that he's ready, and he just never does anything. Roman coming back is going to add so much energy to a much needed Friday Night SmackDown.
And again, another blood match, solo Roman.
Yeah, bad bloodline. That's it right there. You can call the match that right there. There's nothing more to do,
And then November, War Games comes around. There you go, Bloodline 1, Bloodline 2.
Easy money.
So I mean, and it's in Vancouver. I don't know if you saw that, but
yeah,
it's in Vancouver.
Yeah.
This year, so good for Canada again, getting another PLE. They haven't been to Vancouver in I want you to guess how many years it's been because I looked it up.
Is it more than 20?
Yeah, it's more than 20 years. Yep.
25?
26.
Yeah.
In Your House, 1998, Rock Bottom.
Wow.
That was the last time WWE was in Vancouver. And the main event of that pay-per-view was Stone Cold Steve Austin defeating The Undertaker in a Buried Alive match.
I feel like I've watched that match before.
At Rock Bottom, 1998. Yeah, so, So yeah, it's going to be a long time. And that's for a WWE pay-per-view being in Vancouver. They've been to Vancouver before, probably for like a Raw or SmackDown since then, or house shows or whatever. But yeah, for pay-per-view, that was the time. But yeah, Cody has to retain here. And the whole Roman, Jimmy, and Paul Heyman factor can really come into play. And yeah, so that's what I do. I wouldn't mind if Jimmy came back tomorrow and cost the Bloodline the tag team titles, but I'd rather just save it. And if you did want to just give the Bloodline the tag team titles to, enhance anything, fine. I mean, if they wanted to give the Bloodline the tag team titles, they really should have just never taken the titles off of A-Town Down Under then. Because at that point in time, DIY would only be champion for a month.
Yeah, that DIY is going to win somehow. I damn lose tomorrow. I hope not. That would be kind of stupid.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see where it goes tomorrow. But yeah, there's that. Before we get into CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, who do you think are winning those tag team title matches on Friday? Just get through that real quick.
What are the matches?
And Unholy Union or whatever they're called.
Oh, damn. Oh.
It's the Unholy Union versus B and Jade.
Oh man. I don't know. That's a tough one. My brain is telling me Unholy Union, but I can't fathom them having Bianca and Jade not get those belts back. It's not correlating in my brain.
Yeah.
Especially with how that last match went.
Because they won the titles at Clash, if I'm not mistaken, because that's the destination. And then they really haven't done anything with them. They just retained their titles on Tuesday against Jakara and Lash, but was that really ever going to be in doubt? Not really.
It was a very. I did enjoy the match though. I love seeing Jakara and Lash in that.
The match is good.
Yeah. I mean, I would just keep it on Alba and Isla. I ain't gonna lie. I think that's the safest option to make. I don't think I think Isla and Alba are really cool, so I don't want to throw a wrench into their plans at the moment. There's no really reason to, and Bianca and Jade are going to be fine no matter what, so they don't really need these championships. I think Alba and Isla need it more.
That tag team is not going to be long term anyways.
But I just can't. But that's the thing. Who is Bianca? Are they going to pin Bianca? They're not going to pin Jade. So,
they shouldn't pin any of those two women. But
see, I don't know. That's where it gets weird for me.
But if there were a one tag team title match that is going to have a new champion in it, that's I'm sorry, but I just think it would be the Bloodline. I just don't know how they would handle the women's tag team title match, though, considering they really don't do much of the tag team titles anyway for the women.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. I mean,
and you easily could have had that match on the pre-show, or any of these two matches on the pre-show.
For real. Like I mean, I don't know why. Shit.
But yeah, I mean, like the Bianca and Jade tag team love, it's not a long-term thing.
That hurts me.
At some point, this team is not going to be a thing anymore.
I don't even like the fact how they just completely ignored that Naomi was a part of their little stable, and then they just pushed Naomi to the side, and she's just running around backstage.
Did the whole whatever
they had a match at WrestleMania, and I won. I think didn't they win that match?
Yeah, it was against Damage Control. Of course they did.
So I'm like, what did you did all that? They had the cool entrance and the hair and everything, and the door, and then they just Bianca and Jade are cool. Naomi just got pushed to the side. I'm like, yo, what? They could have had something with that.
Whatever happened with the whole Naomi and Bayley thing? I mean, they just
I don't know. I'm so confused on that. I don't know what's going on. Naomi's just Bayley's friend, which is like
I thought
okay.
That whole thing was to have Naomi turn heel at some point to turn on Bayley. That's what I thought it was all leading to. But it never did.
I don't know.
Anything.
I don't know what they got going on with that. That's a whole different problem they got. I ain't gonna lie.
The women's division over on Friday Night SmackDown is just not, Friday Night SmackDown has not really been up to par.
Yeah, personnel-wise, it's cool. Storyline-wise and, like, logic of things happening has been really, really bad. For a while.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't even want, to be completely honest, I don't even, I probably told you this in the comment I left on your YouTube video about it. I don't even really watch SmackDown Live that much anymore.
I understand.
And that sucks because I love my guy Cody in there, but, it is just what it is.
The show ends every week with just Bloodline putting someone through a table and then stare at the camera. And then all of us asking for something cool to happen and then nothing cool happens. And then Fox and
with WWE doing a full episode recap on their YouTube channel for 15 to 20 minutes, and they go through in detail what happened on the show, I don't have to watch it.
Yeah. It's not, you ain't missing nothing for real. It's a run-of-the-mill show for the most part.
I'd rather be streaming on Twitch for people, even if it is only going to be 4 people, then...
That was funny. That was crazy.
Then watch SmackDown at some points at time. But yes. But yeah, it is what it is. At this point, we'll see the 2 tag team title matches tomorrow and see where it goes. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I don't even know if my package or not has, the SmackDown before SummerSlam even, connected to it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But if it does, I'll let you guys know.
You got SmackDown too, shit.
But now we can get into what really could be, I don't know. This is not going to be the main event of the show. I highly doubt it, but it really could have been. if you boil it down to it, Punk and Drew in this grudge match with Seth Rollins as special guest ref, this really could have been a main event caliber matchup if they really did want to make it that. Punk and Drew has been my favorite thing on Monday Night Raw for the longest time. And then obviously the Y6 thing happened, and now Monday Night Raw has been really good television as of late, even if it's hours, which is a whole other problem with the 3-hour formula, but it's been really good, and they know what they're doing over there. But this whole Seth Rollins being the referee adds a whole other wrinkle to it. A lot of people are not really too keen on the idea of Seth being special guest referee, but I really don't mind it, essentially.
Yeah, I don't care.
It does bring both views together, and I ask you this, Love, what was Seth going to do at SummerSlam this year?
Nothing. Not much anything.
Other than this, not much.
This the best position for him to be in. The best position for him to be in.
Because I was going to say, Seth can't challenge for the World of Uwe title anymore, but Damian Priest revoked that.
Yeah, so I mean...
Damian Priest revoked the gentleman's agreement and made that match worthless.
So, I mean, whatever, I guess,
So, look, this matchup is going to be huge. This matchup is the first matchup on CM Punk's contract, singles-wise, since coming back to WWE in November at Survivor Series. He obviously had his first singles matchup, but that was against Dominic Mysterio at a live event, and I believe, wasn't that Madison Square?
I don't know.
I don't know the venue, but he did have a match against Dominic Mysterio as his first matchup back in WWE before the Rumble. And then the Rumble happened. Drew DDT'd him with the Future Shock, tore his tricep. Took him 7 months to get back here. And now we have this match against Drew at SummerSlam. Match is going to be great. I have no ifs, ands, or doubts about that. Drew's going to be fine. Punk, there's always a worry with him. Because of history. And Seth is going to... Seth's going to be Seth. I have no referee outfit he's going to have.
Oh, God.
That's going to be interesting.
He should put the Shawn Michaels one with the shorts.
Yeah.
They look crazy.
It really does feel like that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Undertaker and Brett with Shawn as ref?
I don't know what match it was. I just remember him being the ref. I have no idea what match.
I think that's the matchup that everybody's comparing this to. Undertaker and Brett. Let me see. SummerSlam 1997. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting to say the least. Seth is going to be Seth. Seth is going to screw somebody out. And I think that somebody is going to be CM Punk. I got Drew McIntyre winning.
I don't think Drew or Punk win.
No contest?
No contest.
Interesting.
I don't know how really we get there because this is not a real ref. So Rollins could call it really realistically at any time. But I don't think Rollins is going to let either one of them win. If I was to pick, I would still probably pick Drew. I just don't. I think it's a safer option if you just make your way out of this with neither of them winning.
Because if we're continuing on with the SummerSlam 97 comparison with Brett and Taker with Don as ref, Brett won that. Now I don't know in terms of the story. I don't know who's Brett and I don't know who's Taker, but obviously the whole Sean and Seth thing for the referee, that's obvious. But yeah, in terms of like, who's compared to who in that situation, I don't know who would be the Brett in that situation, but I just feel like Drew has to win this year.
Yeah, there's no reason for Punk to win this match if it comes down to just one of them.
If
There's no
Punk
reason for Punk
wins,
no.
bro, then it's over for Drew. Drew should
if Punk's gonna win, they do the rematch.
Drew should just pack it up.
Pretty much, because Punk's he's always been on the advantage here, and Drew's always been like just trying to get back at him, but it never worked. So Drew has to win on Saturday. That would be safe.
And I'm not saying that if Punk wins here, the feud is over. Because I don't think if Punk wins, the feud will be over by any means. But I don't think the feud is going to be done anyway. And Punk said on ESPN this week, that once this is done and over with at SummerSlam, it's done. Like I'm done with Drew. No, you ain't. No.
Oh, he's gonna lose then. He's probably gonna lose.
You gotta do Bad Blood. In Hell in a Cell.
He's probably gonna lose then. Yeah, there's no reason for Punk to win this match.
Because that's what we want to see here. You could do the matchup here. I can see possibly a triple threat happening in Berlin if they wanted to do that, and then Hell in a Cell between Punk and Drew, where whoever wins. Like, I see a Hell in a Cell match happening at Bad Blood because the other two Bad Bloods had Hell in a Cell matches with huge robberies in there.
But that's my problem comes in. I don't want them to freaking 50-50 book this feud. If one person's gonna win, one person should win. I don't think this should end because if Drew wins on Saturday and then Punk wins at Bad Blood, then we're stuck at 1-1. There's no reason for a tiebreaker.
There's Berlin. If they do,
I don't think they're gonna do it at Berlin.
3 at Berlin, one of those two would have to win that. Whoever loses here would probably win that triple threat to get to the Hell in a Cell.
That's why I would skip Bash in Berlin. I wouldn't even have them have a match at Bash in Berlin.
Do SummerSlam, Bad Blood, and then the next one would be a Survivor Series?
I don't know if I would even do 3 matches.
Oh, okay. So you don't even want 3 matches out of this.
I'm capping it at 2 because I think if Drew wins on Saturday, then if they do the second match, then Drew should win that one too. Or if Punk wins on Saturday, Punk should be 2. The feud has gotten to the point now where there's no I feel like Triple H has gotten to this point where it's like if you're not a champion, it's like 50-50 booking.
Yeah.
And I don't like that, especially with a blood feud like this. If someone's gonna win, someone has to win.
Right. And you're right, Aiden. Not everything has to be a trilogy. But I don't know. I just see it going down in that way. Because here's the thing. When it comes down, I want to bring up this because I thought it was a great talking point during the roundtable that I had with everybody on the podcast. Look, these two feuds need to be separated. And these two feuds for CM Punk need to go their separate ways at times.
Yeah, because you got the Rollins and Punk feud too. Yeah,
you got the Drew and Punk situation. That's fine. You got to end that when you got to end that. But you also got to take into account we did not get what we were supposed to get at 40. We did not get Punk and Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to figure that out too. If they were ever going to do a triple threat, which I highly believe that we will get at some point,
that's what you can do at Bad Blood if you want to.
I said do that at Mania at that point if they wanted to do a triple threat. But that's way long term. That's way long term, and you can't just be gluing these 3 to the hip of each other for what?
8-9 months.
Like 8 more months?
That's the thing. That's like if you want to do a triple threat, you do that at Bad Blood. That's what I would. You lock the 3 of them in the cell and then just go. if you want to go that route. But if you're going to do 2 matches between Drew and Punk, then one of them should win both. And then if you want to do the triple threat match, but then you got to have Punk and Rollins in there somewhere to fight at least once one-on-one.
Yeah.
So
hold on 1 second. You can talk to
right.
them. Take the dog out.
All right. But yeah, it just, I don't know. It gets weird. It gets weird because like you have to be able to like. There's 3 feuds in that, you know. So I don't know how far they can go as far as just. All right, let me just book a rematch. I don't want to see Punk and Drew fight 3 times. I'm cool with the one time. If they're gonna do a rematch, cool. But whoever won the first one needs to win the second one, and then you move on. You know. This is not a feud over a championship. This is not a regular ass feud. This is one of the strongest feuds they have. So if someone's going to win dominantly, they need to win dominantly so they can say, yes, I won this feud, and then go on into whoever wants to fight Rollins. You know? All right, so Punk wins, then gets an altercation with Seth. You can do that. That's 2 matches done? Yeah, pretty much. If they're going to do a triple threat, it should be at best. Seth doesn't need to stay in the feud after that. You're right. He doesn't have to be, but I feel like they're not going to have him anywhere else. I don't think they're going to put the belt back on him. And Gunther's going to be champion at that point. So unless they just want to feed Rollins to Gunther, which is a terrible idea in my eyes, then just you need to play this as safe as possible. You know, I'm more so looking at them trying to book this safe, not like, all right, let's just throw stuff at the wall and see what. No, if you're going to book this safe, you're going to book this as safe as you can. And that means booking with logic. So no 50-50 booking, no you win one and you win one. That's what Triple H has been booking this entire time. We're not in the. I barely want to do it with Liv and Rhea. I just think that's just the way will be the safest option. You know, Punk and Drew is just different. Punk and Drew is just a different kind of feud. It's not over a belt. This is just they don't like each other, so you don't have to be like, oh, they win the belt back. There is no belt. This is just them fighting. You know. In the Rollins and Punk match was supposed to happen, but that match was presumed to be over a championship that neither one of them have right now. And I don't think either of them are going to have it anytime soon because Punk's not being Gunther and Rollins is not either. You know? So that's where my issue comes in. If you wanna like 50-50 book this, then you 50-50 book like I don't even know. I just really want to start to move away from the 50-50 booking thing because it's hard to say who won the feud when you just always do a rematch. You always do a trilogy just to keep stretching out matches when you have bigger feuds. You know what I'm saying? Drew could be doing something else that's not against Punk, and Punk could be doing something else. Punk has a whole plethora of feuds he can be in. Punk has a whole bunch of people he can just run back a feud with. You know what I'm saying? Punk hasn't been here for so long, and he got injured, so that took him off TV for longer. You have a whole group of people you can just throw him in the ring with, and it won't matter. Rollins, he's weird because you got to put him in the right spot, you know? So it's just, you put Drew over on Saturday, and you skip Bash and Berlin. I do feel like that's going to be like a crown jewel ass match. You know what I'm saying? Or crown jewel ass show, I should say. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm hoping that's not just a damn like a super duper show. I hope there's like some matches on there and storylines that actually make sense. And then Bad Blood has to be important as well, though. You feel me? I see Kel versus Punk so bad. I mean, I don't know how Punk will get over to SmackDown, but I mean, I assume some trades are going to happen before too long anyway. So I'm not the biggest. I'm not the biggest KO guy, so I'm not really like super duper hype on Kevin Owens doing much of anything, but I'm not mad at it. It wouldn't be something I'm against, you know. But I don't know. I'm more so trying to book safe instead of booking 50-50. I don't like the 50-50 booking that Triple H has been doing. I think it takes away from what can be made with a lot of these feuds that are really, really good so far. You know.
KO versus Punk wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Not at all.
But yeah, like Loft said, 50-50 booking can definitely get you in some weird situations, and yeah, it definitely could be something there. So like you said earlier, you don't want this to go to a trilogy. You just want it to end.
Not. I don't really want it to end. I just want it to have direction that's more than just he gets win. We're done. I feel like they do that all the time.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's the way Triple H books. He does long-term 50-50 feuds. And a lot of time it works, but a lot of time it doesn't. And with this feud, I think it's unique. I don't think you should do that. I think you should do this in a way where if someone's going to win, they win all out. And then you just don't mess with it. Because Punk can do more things than mess around with Drew McIntyre. As the other three of them can do other things that aren't just messing around with each other. You have a lot of options here, especially with how good Raw has been these past few months. So I don't think you should just harp on this feud when you have a whole bunch of feuds you can build as well.
I don't know how Triple H or anybody is going to do it. Somehow, some way, we end this thing with Drew for Punk, and for somehow, some way, we move on to Punk versus Seth, because that's still to happen. That should happen.
Yeah.
And in some way, shape, or form, we just find these three going at it again, but in some sort of triple threat, which, again, I do believe is 100% happening at some point. If we go through many months and that triple threat actually does not happen until possible Mania, then, dude, I don't know how Triple H would do it, but
it's possible. It's just very, very hard.
That would be some long-term booking, if anything. And I get it. Not everything has to be long-term. But with those three and how much history all of them really had with each other since, honestly, stemming since Mania.
Mm-hmm.
From Mania to Mania, I mean, heck, that could work. It's just of how you do it.
Absolutely. It's definitely not outside the realm of possibility. It just depends on how far you want to go. And if they want to do it.
There. You just gotta do it.
I don't know.
But I think Drew wins here. I think we get this match again in some way. Punk win. For whatever reason, I do see a trilogy. I do. But it doesn't have to be. Because I feel like this feud ends at Bad Blood. Again, I feel like a lot of things end at Bad Blood. Not only Judgment Day, but this feud with Drew and Punk.
Mm.
And I feel like the Drew and Punk is just going to be set for that Hell in a Cell. Even though you really could argue for the Liv and Rhea thing to be in there. And I wouldn't want 2 Hell in a Cell matches in there.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out what one you want to do. And I think Punk and Drew is that feud.
Now, I think this is what we're in the best spot with SummerSlam at the moment because there aren't that many decisions that can be done that are like really, really bad,
Yeah.
They have a lot of opportunity to make this worth something. And this being the first match and hoping that the match is good, because then we get into a whole a worse spot. What if the match is bad, Then what?
I feel like Seth Rollins is also put in here to hide anything that CM Punk might lack.
That's a perfect way to, that's a perfect position to put him in there.
If that makes any sense. And saying that, this is CM Punk's first singles match back in WWE. Televised. Mm-hmm. Which is crazy to even think about, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
So Punk is obviously going to have a lot to work around, especially him coming off the torn tricep. The other torn tricep, because he already tore one in AEW. So he's got a lot riding on this. And like I said, there's always a worry with Punk.
Yeah.
Because of the injuries. And it's not like, look, he's just a fragile guy, and that's why everybody calls him Fragile Phil.
I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, like I said, this has been one of, if not the best thing on Monday Night Raw since, Punk was brought back to television. I still truly believe that Punk being on television for WWE is good. Like, I just feel like the show's better with him on it. And he's just done very good work ever since coming back to WWE. And the thing is, the fact that we're even talking about CM Punk back in WWE is just still crazy to me. And he's been back since.
Yeah. He has been back for a while, and it's just like I sometimes forget he's there. Sometimes.
Like, I don't even look, I'm glad that they reconciled things. Because I Punk being back in WWE just feels right, but it's like it's still unreal to me at times.
We're gonna see. I hope it goes well, because I feel like all this like pomp and circumstance for him being back, and if it doesn't go well or doesn't go in the way that people expect it to, I don't know. But only time will tell now.
After this, we got Bash in Berlin on August 31st, and then it's Bad Blood on, I believe it's October 5th. October 5th, yep.
Yeah.
So, there you go. And the NXT show before that, Bad Blood, is No Mercy, where I feel like at some point it's either got to be Julia or freaking Stephanie.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be here at some point.
Yeah. And they signed someone else. What's her name? Delta or something? She looks
Delta. Yep.
She's crazy.
Apparently,
what she's about to do.
People were comparing her to be like the Rhea Ripley of that promotion.
Oh, I never saw it before, so I never know.
But if you're comparing her to be like the Rhea Ripley of that division over in that company, she's got it. I'm actually gonna look her up right now before. Oh yeah, yep, you can see it.
I saw a picture of her. I was like, oh my god.
Yep, you can see it. You can see her being the Ripley of that division. Is it CMLL?
I don't know.
I think it's CMLL. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Stephanie and Delta were in the same shtick. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I just feel like at some point Stephanie and I just said her name earlier, Julia. I just feel like one of those two would have to be next. For some sort of appearance in NXT.
Yeah.
And whether that's going to be as a Roxanne challenger or just a debut, then go for it. Because Roxanne should be out of NXT by now, and I've stood on that.
Yeah. Hopefully.
She won the title back at Stand and Deliver, I think. I think
so. I think so. Stand and Deliver is very hazy to me right now.
I mean, yeah, it's been so long since then, but yeah, I think it was Stand and Deliver because
Yeah. Stand and deliver.
Yeah, Roxanne is the current champion. Record tying second reign. She defeated Lyra Valkyria at Stand and Deliver. Yeah. Lyra Valkyria. Wow. And I wanted Lyra to win that match. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know who I wanted to win that match. I was focused on Melo and Trick the whole time. I don't know who I picked.
I wanted Lyra to win that title only because of the fact that or retain the title because she was champion going in. Because I just wanted Roxanne out of NXT. I do. I just want her out.
Yeah.
She's
She's way too good to be still in NXT right now, I ain't gonna lie.
and she's held the title for 117 plus days.
Mm.
And it's longer than her first run, which was 108.
That's crazy, bro.
So her second run is longer than her first run as NXT champion, and her first run didn't happen until December of 2022. And she lost it as Stand and Deliver to guess who? Indy Hartwell, of all people.
Oh, God.
Because it was the ladder match.
Yeah.
So Roxanne needs to be out.
Pretty much.
And I'm not even saying that out of malice. I'm saying that because it's just gotta happen.
Yeah, that's really it deserves. She deserves to be on the main roster now.
And I'm not even saying that just for like maybe even the sake of age either. She's 22.
That's crazy.
Roxanne is 22 years old. So I mean, she's still young in this.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, almost every single person in NXT is in their 20s.
Yeah, yeah.
The only people that are probably like in their 30s and or 40s, depending on how long of a career you've had, are the people that go back down to NXT from the main roster. And I don't mean go down as like a demotion in any way. That's just how it was looked. And it really shouldn't be looked at as that now. Because look at what Corbin did. Corbin
I forgot, yeah.
Existence in NXT. In that run.
That is true.
But yeah, that's it for SummerSlam. It should be a really good show, regardless. I have my hopes very high. And I'll tell you this, Loft. With SummerSlam going to 2 nights in the near future, this one has to hit out of the park.
I plan on that being my first SummerSlam. I want that to be my first one. I've never been I never wanted to go to a SummerSlam if it was like outside of like the place where I could go. I mean, the place where I live, unless it's something like WrestleMania where I was like, it's a whole weekend of events. So 2 night SummerSlam, that's where I want to be the first one. Where it's gonna be at? Where's it gonna be?
And that's in Minneapolis, so get ready.
Yeah. Oh God. That should be fun.
That's at US Bank Stadium, which is the Viking Stadium. So there you go.
That should be fun.
August 1st and 2nd. So.
God.
And we don't even know where 2025 is.
Can it be somewhere close? My God, I feel like it's in Cleveland every year.
Last year is in Detroit.
Okay.
2022 was in Nashville. 2021 was in Vegas because it was at Allegiant. Then 2020 was at the PC.
Or like a Florida or something, or like a something. Oh yeah, Indianapolis. I forgot they got like a 5 pay-per-view deal.
Oh yeah, Minneapolis has like a 5 pay-per-view deal.
No, in Indianapolis.
Oh, Indianapolis.
Yeah, they got like 8 pay-per-views coming like in a row or something stupid. I'm like, okay, bro.
I think they have a Rumble there. They have a Mania there. They have a SummerSlam there. They could have a Survivor Series there. I mean, they have
Just getting 87 shows in a row. Thanks.
25 could easily be indie for sure. It's
Wow.
so Rumble, Mania, and
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. So
Damn. That shit crazy, cuz.
the thing is, like, we're gonna have more packages like that for sure.
I want one, please.
There's gonna be a lot of packages like that because all of these cities are bidding on WWE events now. They want these big shows to come to their state because of the economic impact that it has.
Lord knows the Colts aren't doing it. God. Colts ain't bringing nothing in, so maybe Roman Reigns can. Ah, shit. I respect the hustle.
Because you have Berlin, obviously, for next month. No Mercy is taking place in Denver. Bad Blood is in Atlanta. And then Survivor Series is in Vancouver. So I
want to go to Bad Blood. I feel like that's like attainable.
Jewels before Survivor. Yeah, Crown Jewel. They're back.
There's another Crown Jewel happening already?
They're back in Saudi on November 2nd. So
what?
2 pay-per-views in November.
What, bro? I thought we just had a Crown Jewel. Why do we keep getting Crown? Oh.
That was King and Queen of the Ring.
Oh, brother.
That was King and Queen of the Ring. And then the last Crown Jewel that we had was obviously 2023, where wasn't I think that was Solo and Cena. Yep, that was was Solo and Cena. That was Rhea and Logan. That was Cody and Damian. That's right. I remember that shit. God damn it.
Nasty show.
Roman in LA. Yeah.
That I like that match.
Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh man.
Sami versus JD McDonough on the pre-show. And that was against Samuel Wynn in Saudi.
That's
the 5-way for the women's championship with Rhea retaining. Yeah, no, this was a. I mean, I'll admit the Saudi shows have gone like. I mean, they're not like a lot better, but they're way more tolerable now.
Oh, absolutely.
Age took over.
It used to be bad. It used to be really, really bad.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Law's probably gonna stream anyway, so you guys will probably follow him over there. I'll probably be in chat. Either way, I'm very excited for SummerSlam this year. Not only just because of the fact I'm going, but because of just how things have shaped up for SummerSlam this year. Should be a really fun card and a really fun show. Plus, I get to see Jelly Roll.
Oh, nah. See, man? No. Nah.
I can't believe he's actually like performing live. That's
nah. I don't. Nah. I don't want to see Jelly Roll singing to me.
That's hilarious, bro.
And I can't mute it either. Nah, I'm cool. I'm not trying to see Jelly. I'm straight. Damn, I'm straight off that one.
I know country's not everybody's thing, but he's actually really good. I'm
straight off that one, cuz. What's wrong with Jelly Roll Live? I'm not trying to hear that. That's all.
MGK.
I hope he has a blessed day. I just don't want to hear Jelly Roll.
MGK ain't gonna be there. Oh, and trust me, if MGK was there, bro, I know a lot more people that would have been gone.
I think I can. No, I can't. I was going to say I can.
Could you handle MGK?
I think I've listened to a few MGK songs. There's some of them I can okay, I see where he's going. Jelly Roll, I'm not listening to Jelly.
And you're right, and he is a nice dude. Loft don't know that, but he is a nice dude.
I never met Mr. Roll. I'm pretty sure he's a great guy. I just think I just never heard this. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not Hardy.
Oh yeah, he's not Hardy by any means.
They used Jeff Hardy chants to act like the crowd was chanting Hardy when that crowd was not chanting. I'll never forgive them for that.
Yeah, they were doing Hardy.
They had Jeff Hardy chants just ready to play and play them in the background as if the crowd was just crying for Hardy to walk out.
That's not the Hardy they were chanting.
Oh man, I was furious. I don't like that. Hardy.
He does love the Lord. Yes, Joey does love the Lord.
He's a good man. I don't know if I want to hear his stylings. You know what I'm saying? I'll hear him out. You know, maybe he got something.
I was there for Hardy, and I was not chanting Hardy.
No one was chanting Hardy. That's why I was so confused when I was watching the show. I'm like, there's no way this crowd is just screaming for Hardy. Some sold out.
All right, guys. SummerSlam is going to be fun, but what can happen after SummerSlam is something that we're all going to have to try to figure out in the end. But thank you guys so much for joining us right here on OTV. Almost 2 hours. Really good topics here and really good conversation. And we will see you. I'll see you guys when I get back. I get back Sunday. Sunday in the afternoon. So it really just depends on how everything goes. I would love to talk about SummerSlam, like the experience and just the overall show and a review on that Sunday. But it really just depends on when I get home and how tired I'm feeling. So I'm pretty sure we'll talk about SummerSlam or in some capacity at some point, but yeah, it should be a really fun time, and I hope you guys enjoy it at home. I will try to enjoy all the festivities in Cleveland and just do the best that we can. So yeah, tell Miss Belair Aiden said hi. Yes, I will be meeting her too, which is even crazier. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. But I thank you guys so much for joining us right here on OTV. Go check out live stream because he's probably getting things ready now. And yeah, should be fun. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.